The most important thing in life is our belief, knowing ourselves and what we stand for. Without knowing that, there will always be a void in our heart, a void that we look around to fill. We see the world around us, and some people don't think beyond the superficial things they see. The void then becomes one of being distracted with material things. We make up our own beliefs and our own systems to try and convince ourselves that we're okay. We know what we're doing. We know where we're going. But at the end of the day, if we are not convinced about our own beliefs and who we are not able to convince others. It all starts with ourselves. There is something that Islam teaches us about the human person. It's called the fitrah. Fitrah is a natural inclination to know and feel what makes sense in this life. Usually to know that there is a creator for us and why he has made us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "We shall show them our signs and guidance in space, in the heavens, in the celestial bodies up above us, and within ourselves in our own biology." And that's just talking about that instinctive nature. The prophets of Allah are no different. They were created with this fitrah as well, for they were humans. And to us, Ibrahim alayhi salam is what we're going to talk about. When he was born with that fitrah. Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam also questioned and looked around. He looked up into the heavens. He looked at the people around him. And he was also guided by Allah in his initial stages when he was only in his early teenage years. Allah says in the Quran that he showed his Prophet Ibrahim signs around him. To understand this, we need to go back in time to see what kind of people Ibrahim alayhi salam was raised amongst. Well, the historians tell us that Ibrahim alayhi salam was born in a place called Ur, which later on became most likely Babylonia. These people brought in the first type of belief ever heard of, which is called the horoscopic astrology, or what we know as today, zodiac signs and the celestial planets, as if they told them about their future and that the gods communicated with them through these bodies. The sun had a meaning, the moon had a meaning, the way the stars came together had a meaning. They even had gods which they made named after certain planets like Jupiter and Saturn. They had a god named Marduk, and each tribe and each place had their own great god and then little gods amongst them. Ibrahim alayhi salam, growing up as a child, looked around him and thought, how can I believe what they believe? You see, Prophet Ibrahim from an early age, he was a very inquisitive type of person. He asked, he questioned, he analyzed. He looked at the sun, he looked at the moon, he looked at the stars, he looked at what they thought of and thought to himself, but these bodies and these things around, they continue to do the same thing over and over again as if they are controlled. So he analyzed, how can something be controlled, be a God itself? Someone is above all of this and controlling everything, the creator of the universe. He is Allah. Allah is the name we use in Arabic, which just means the one and only true Lord of the universe, the God who is worthy of worship. Suddenly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought to Ibrahim alayhi salam the new message and made him and called him a prophet from a very young age of what society calls today a teenager. My brothers and sisters, through this normal fitrah thought, the natural way that Ibrahim alayhi salam thought like the rest of us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to instill that belief in him and give him something to go away to his people and to his family to talk about with absolute conviction. And so Allah says, وَكَذَلِكَ نُرِي إِبْرَاهِيمَ مَلَكُوتَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلِيَكُونَ مِنَ الْمُوقِنِينَ. And so we showed Ibrahim the kingdom of the entire heavens and space and also of the earth, so that he can instill his faith and be assured of what he had believed in before even the message came to him. Now, Ibrahim alayhi salam was ready to go forth and teach others the truth And what he was about to teach was going to change the entire fabric of society as he knew it. It was not going to be an easy task. And the most difficult task was he has to face none other than his own father. ملة أبيكم إبراهيم